let me begin by saying that there's a famous saying which was said by a certain Brenda's grandfather, and he said, and I quote, "Once in your life, you need a doctor, you need a lawyer, you need a policeman, and sometimes you need a preacher. But every day, 3 times in a day, you need a farmer." That is the reason why we are here. We are here because of the farmer. We are here because of the well-being of the farmer, the economy, and all of us. And let me come closer home. Our own minister, Honorable Dr. Owusu Afriye Akoto, the current Minister for Agriculture, he has this to say, and I quote, "Agriculture is the bedrock of our economy. Our farmers deserve the respect and honor for all they do," unquote. I belong to a trade union, the General Agricultural Workers Union. We operate within the agricultural sector. We have so much interest in the economy, and we operate both in the public and private sector of the agriculture. And Dr. Befi, coming from Crop Research Institute, is one of the institutes under the CSIR, which is their workers are unionized by General Agricultural Workers Union. But let me delve straight to the main issue why we are here. The quotation we had from the minister, I want to ask, is this quotation new to us at all? Have we ever heard a saying that agriculture is the backbone of the economy, or we have not heard? We have heard this over and over. So he has come to add. Future people will say it, that agriculture is the backbone of the economy. Now the question is, does agriculture necessarily become the backbone of the economy because of these statements? No, it doesn't. We can laud it, we can praise it, we can applaud, we can do whatever. It is not necessarily the case. If no, what ought to be done and by who? As stakeholders, what ought to be done and by who? And it is these reasons that I see the theme for this conference very interesting and relevant. And what is the theme? The role of stakeholders in solving agricultural development challenges along the value chain. So I now ask the next question. Who are the stakeholders in the agri chain, value chain? Who are the stakeholders? And before I answer this particular question, I would like to ask another one, which is a short one and it must be answered. How long is the chain? Is that chain a short one, a long one? Do we know the length of the chain? And does this chain remain the same for different crop areas within the agricultural sector? For instance, if one takes rice as an industry, from production to consumption, who are the stakeholders? So we need to break the whole system, agricultural system down, and look at area by area and identify the stakeholders there, so that we can see exactly what is their role and what each of them is supposed to do. If you look at cocoa, if you look at cashew, who are the producers, who are the transporters, and who are the consumers? In other words, where is the market? With these few examples, I can now conveniently try to categorize the areas that the stakeholders can find themselves. And if you take a particular stakeholder, you must be able to identify where that stakeholder is in the value chain, because they have different needs and they have different challenges. And if you have to provide and request them to have some obligations, then those obligations and services must be surgical and specific. You take production, for example, the farmers are there, they are stakeholders, landowners, tractor operators, chemical pesticide sellers, etc. You can go on. Transportation, you look at the transport owners, you look at the middlemen and women, that is the buyers who go to the farmers to buy. You look at the labor, and take note here, the type of labor for transportation may not necessarily be the type of labor when it comes to what? Harvesting. So labor itself is not general. The Kareweh group, for instance, where they are part of the value chain, from the market to your car to wherever, are different from the labor that will actually till the soil. So even labor itself needs to be identified according to where it is found itself.